coming to you from America. Welcome to episode 11 of Informed Sessions, brought to you by Touchwater Productions, where we inform you on all the latest, greatest news, rumors, bullshit, and banter regarding the Premier League. We're going to start this week off with the match week 12, right? Match week 12 recap. Or is it 11?
12.
12. Let's get into it. Who wants to start?
You should sound a little bit more sprightly, Marcus.
You know, it's been
down.
Sound down, bro. What's going on?
it's been a
Everything
tough
all
week.
right?
Yeah, no, it's been a tough week, But let's start off what just happened recently.
Are you sure, bro? I don't know, man. It's been like something's weighing on your chest, bro. I feel like something you got.
I'm in all black today. I feel like I'm in a funeral mode.
Exactly.
Got this.
You just want to make sure you're all right.
Frog in my throat. Nah, honestly, yeah. Okay, we'll start with Tottenham. Okay, obviously, right? Terrible performance. I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. But at the same time, I feel like I said this, or I predicted this would happen, I should say, back when we sacked Ange, I'll say. After we sacked Ange, I kind of knew this was going to happen. By December, we were going to have managerial issues yet again. I'm not quite going to be the one to say Thomas Frank out right now. That's not where I'm wholeheartedly standing. But yeah, I called this out maybe a couple of podcasts ago when I was saying the writing was on the wall. We were just getting by barely with, results in both Premier League and Champions League, whether we were getting a point at the end of the last minute, with United 2 weeks ago or a week ago, whenever that was, before the international break. We should have won the game out. We didn't. And yeah, it's just been woeful performance after woeful performance. I mean, starting from Frank, the reason why I'm starting to see a lot of, backlash from the online fans and just all that stuff is, and even like the Tottenham like fan pages. He's just setting up too defensively, like he's just a back five. I'm not mad at the idea of a back five, but if you're gonna do that, then don't also put two central defensive midfielders. That doesn't make any sense. You're gonna have, and all for nothing too. Like you still let in 4 goals. So I don't know what his, brain process was going into that match. I saw something about how Lucas Bergvall was the best player we had last season, or the best midfielder we had last season. Pap Sarr was, the best midfielder under him recent, from I guess when he first started in August until now, and he doesn't play them for whatever reason. He takes them off the bench in the 70th minute. It just seems like he's too afraid to go into matches on the front foot, which is what we were used to for the past 2 years under Ange. Obviously, that didn't really get us too far in the Premier League last year because we finished 17th. But, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the fans want to see. And you have to think that's kind of how the players want to play. I mean, obviously, they don't want to lose and just open up their entire back, and have this high line and running back all the time. But it just seems like, I don't know, like
Do you think that's how the players and fans want to see, or do you think that's what the ownership wants to see?
What do you mean?
They want to see like more stability, so like they told Frank, like we got to shore up the defense.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure there was meetings for sure. Like, yeah, like especially after finishing literally one place above relegation zone last year, there was, and that's in the entire reason we sacked Ange, right? Because I feel like if we had finished, even if we swap place with United, right, we finished 15th. I feel like we don't lose Ange, right, just like that. I mean, it was, last season was.
I don't know. I think you still would, bro. I feel like Tottenham would have still let go of Ange, and they would have kept Amram because he came in at least halfway through the season. He came in around November at least, not halfway through the season. But Ange had more time.
I mean, yes, but he didn't get backed in the transfer window, so that's the issue, right? So yes, he had more time for sure, but at the same time, if you're not getting him the players he needs, then what good does time do for you? It doesn't really do much other than just prolong
Thomas Frank was backed.
No, not.
I mean,
He
here's the
didn't get
thing, right?
he
Like
didn't get
we didn't
Eze.
get. So yeah, here's the thing, right? The two players that we stuck our neck out for end up going and say they wanted other clubs, so that just doesn't help the situation. But at the same time, we got Xavi. We got a 10. Like, and I know obviously Eze is way better than Xavi. You don't have to recap and all that stuff. You get it. He's a good player and he's Premier League proven, so it's not like he had to like need 2 or 3 months to catch up to speed. But at the same time, like it's up. Like if you look at the bench, we had Bergval, Sar, Xavi. Who else was on our bench?
No, Javi
Those
start.
Xavi didn't start. No. We didn't.
I,
That's what I'm trying to say. We didn't
yeah,
have
I think
any.
Javi came on.
Javi came on at halftime.
No.
We didn't have any real attackers except for Kudus and Charles and Odebear. Okay, fine, but at the end of the day, you need someone in the center to try to play them in. You can't
But
expect Kudus to
but
pick up the ball at half field and
going
dribble.
off of your, I don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry, but going off of your previous points from past episodes, I feel like this is the midfield you'd want, right?
No, that's not.
Bentancur and Paulinho.
I like
I know
Pauline.
you bigged up Sar a lot for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
And also you said like sometimes you did want to start Odebert over um, I guess I don't know who maybe
so
call up
I
Maloney or
mean, so
something.
here's the thing, right? So last season, right, like Sonny was last on his legs. So yeah, I did like Odebear because he had this pace to him. Like obviously, Sonny's a legend, all that stuff. But like, yeah, I do big up Odebear. I do big up Polina for sure because we needed like that's what we needed, just to sit and protect the back line. Bentancur, he is hot and cold. He some games he wants to play forward, he wants to do all this flair. Other games, it's like he's just passing the ball sideways and backwards. And Polina isn't the best passer. That I already, you know, disclosed up here probably once or twice. He's not the best passer, but that's not why we have him. I think, like I said, we,
I
we
feel
needed
like
to
yeah,
have a better approach going into the game,
yeah.
It's
especially with a
been
London derby. Like, this is one of the
yeah.
biggest games.
You guys are. I feel like you guys are relying on individual brilliance, right? Like
I mean, you can
it's not
see
like a team effort type thing, right?
exactly. Like you can see when, like, how highly Thomas Frank rates Kudus. You can see like, okay, word, like Kudus is great on the ball, 1v1s, all this stuff. But it's like, okay, like it doesn't like first off, if we're gonna use him every game like that, it's not gonna be top form every game. Two, if you have a really good defender on him and he gets shut out, then that kind of takes away from the entire attack because we don't have someone who can lace a pass and break through lines. That's an issue. Um, yeah, I mean the fact that we had one shot on target and it was Richarlison's screamer from 45 yards out is a problem. I saw that and I felt nothing. Like I literally felt nothing. I didn't think we were going to come back and win the game, get a tie.
Yeah, I mean it's the North
Like,
London derby. It's
well,
like
it's not even that. It's just like I like the expectation that I went into the game, or the expectation after watching the first 20 minutes was like, okay, we aren't going to get a foothold in this game. We're not going to be able to do anything in this game because of the way we were set up.
Do you
Like I
think
said, I
it's
like the idea of a back five. I do, but um, you
there's no
can't have
attacking threat.
you can't have 7 defenders on the field and
Bro, the
expect
XG was like
it
0.0
was
something,
worse
man.
than Chelsea's. Like it was worse than the game
Yeah,
against
it was
Chelsea.
nuts. That's crazy. Yeah.
We didn't
that's
have
I
any
think that's the
forward
part I'm the
movement.
most confused with, dude. Because when Frank first came in, you guys had that great performance against PSG. It
And
felt like
then
against bigger
ghost.
teams, he had some balls, and there's a quote, I can't find the quote, but he's almost like
Yeah,
you
if
have
you
to
don't
take
take a
risks.
risk, if you
Yeah,
don't take a risk,
exactly. If you don't take a
exactly. He
risk,
doesn't
you
listen to his
lose.
own advice. That's the issue. He's not listening
But
to his own advice.
so, do you think Frank is scared, or the players are scared of their
It's
London
Frank,
rivals?
100% Frank. I mean, this is also a brand. Like this is also not a brand new team, but this is like our attacking players are. These aren't the except for Richarlison. These are not the attacking players that were starting every game last season. You
Yo,
know,
shout out with Charleston, bro. You don't want to big up the man, but you gotta big up the man.
I'm just
Best
saying
striker.
he's the only thing from last season in the attacking third compared to this season. Um, I mean, yeah, Charleston, he has his moments, like I still think he has to go, in my opinion. Like he's not I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think he even had that in his locker. I'm surprised he even like when he shot it from there, I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? You know,
Very
but
plausible.
Raya is known for getting caught off his line. We did it to him in the preseason, so this isn't anything new. Um, I mean, yeah, like I'll just say Frank's clock is ticking. You know, like it's at that moment now where we are as a fan base and as a club, I'm sure, asking questions, and I'm sure
That's crazy. You don't think you should back him though?
I I'm not
Because like
saying I'm
Amram
not
is
saying like I said
clearly has
I'm not
gone
saying Frank
through.
out just yet. I'm not saying that.
I mean, it's but
But you would
regardless.
trade him
Amram
for
has
Ange,
gone
right?
through.
Would you trade Frank for Ange right now?
It's hard to say because like bro, like what do you expect? Like this is not like it's a swing of like tactics now. So you're going from this super stability like
But if you just had the
fit
choice,
in
your
approach.
chairman Ange sends you a message and he says, "I'll take over training tomorrow." Would you say yes or would you say no? I still believe in Thomas Frank.
I would take him, yes, 100%. But that's just because this is the guy that won us a trophy. You know what I'm saying? This is the guy who did it when we didn't have a real roster. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main reason why I back Ange. That's the reason why I didn't want. You know, I if you were to go on my Twitter, you would see back in no, not in June or July, maybe even August. I was saying, you know, like the fact that we got rid of Ange under that way and canceled this famous season 3 that he was talking about isn't it wasn't the way. You know, I would have rather let Ange start for the first 10 games of the season to see how he did and then replace him if okay, fine. If it's not working out, okay. But you don't sack a man that got you your first trophy in 17 years. You just don't do that. Um yeah, I mean, that's
Regardless of anything, huh?
Ange
Yeah.
in. Ange in.
yeah,
And
I've been
Jen.
Anjin. You know, I've always backed that man, 100%. I don't care what happened last season.
I hope my wife loves me the way you love Ange, bro. That's the love I'm looking for in life.
I'm loyal to a fault, bro. I ride for my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Big up Eze though. I saw Thomas Frank had that quote. He said, "Who is Eze?" before the match. I mean,
Yes, like, that's another thing. Like you know, like
Did he mean
I
that?
feel like Ange is out of
Or
his
is that
depth. I mean, I feel like Thomas Frank is out of his depths. Like when it comes to like managing it, like I don't think he understands how big of a club Tottenham is, and yeah, that's an issue.
Can you fill us in? Can you fill us in on how big they are, please?
European champs, Sam. What you mean?
Yeah.
But enough of my sorrows. Let's move on. Steve-O, how you feeling after?
see, I wanted to cook you so bad, but I'm looking at the frying pan, knowing I'm about to be in there next. So I'm like, careful with my words right now. I'll say this, dude. I think there were a couple years under Klopp where things weren't that great. I would say there's one season where we weren't that great, and even despite that, there was a lot of belief in the team. It was, we had a lot of second stringers coming on, putting on performances with heart, with effort. It's a lot to get behind. And I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago when we had that, I think Madrid win, or I don't even remember now, dude. It's like it all kind of blends together, all the L's.
Maybe the
But
Villa.
yeah, it might have been Villa, where I was like, it's good to see the team with heart again. That heart is completely gone again, and I feel like for me, that's the hardest part. Watching a team that doesn't seem to care. Van Dijk had an interview after the game where the reporters were saying, Van Dijk always gives interviews. He's the captain, but apparently he was like yelling during the interview. And when they asked why, he said, "I want my teammates to hear this." And he was saying, "We're not trying. There's a lack of effort in the team. There's a lack of heart. There's a lack of gumption or whatever word you want to use." And I feel like as a fan, it's so easy to see. And so I've talked again and again and again about slots tactics. There's got to be something going on behind the scene to some degree, right? Last year, this man, he was known for his second half performances because of all the tactical changes he would make. And this year, he's getting outclassed by every single manager, bro. David Moyes, Glasner, they're just stunting on him. And
So do you think it's a combo of like locker
it's a
room?
combo of both, but I don't want to get. I mean, tactics wise, I think there's some crazy decisions that have been made, right? And he's like, I'm trying out different things. Like, what different things, dude? Soboslai and right back? Is that we tried that at the start of this season because we didn't have a right back. But now we have Connor Bradley. Okay, he got cooked by Doku, but he did great against other players. Bro, I'm getting like frustrated even talking about it. I would just say this. I think it's equally on the players and the managers. I think the players, some of them get a pass for everything that happened this summer. There's 6 new starters. It does take time to gel. I think lack of effort is not excusable. I also feel like the spine of last year is the area that's struggling. The spine has always been Allison, Van Dijk, Salah, and then through the middle last year it was McAllister. Van Dijk has actually, I don't have that much criticism for Van Dijk. He's had some off games, but overall, dude, Konate is, it's one of the biggest drop-offs.
That man fell off a cliff. Yeah.
Bro, what? And it reminds me, it's like, dude, if you want to go to Madrid, go. At this point, dude, he's spending more time Duolingoing Spanish, I swear to God, than actually performing or even playing the game.
Bro, he can't get in the Madrid lineup, bro.
Madrid, not even
No way. Yeah.
Dude, he cooked himself. He cooked himself.
At this point, it's like from top to bottom, there's criticism, right? Because you would also criticize Michael Edwards and that, Richards, because it's like, okay, we spent all this money on our forward line. Dude, we don't have a right center back. And so Konate has to go in again and again and again. And clearly, bro, his confidence is down. He's just all over the place. Every game he's making some glaring issues. And a lot of them are down to what you would typically think of as mental focus. Like we've all played games where the person next to you or the person that you're supposed to be partnering with in that triangle is just not switched on. And it's the most frustrating thing. You can yell at them. You can, and it's like Konate's doing that every game. So long story short, back to what I was saying, the spine, other than Van Dijk and Allison's injured, that whole spine is playing probably the worst in the team. McAllister, I love him, but he's really having a rough start to the season. Salah is a Liverpool legend. I'll never deny that. But I said this before, like we need to have the balls to bench some players, right?
Right.
And I don't know if Chiesa is the answer, but I don't even know. I say this, and then we started Isaac, and that was bro. I
saw somebody that Chiesa might leave in January.
I didn't see that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Chiesa is interesting because every time he comes on, he actually does perform. He does pretty well. He also refuses to come up for Italy because he says he wants to focus on. He's refused 2 calls up to the Italy team this season. And both times Gattuso was like, oh, it's because he wants to focus on the club situation and perform. And I feel for him, man. This dude in the World Cup year is saying, it's okay, I'm going to focus on the club. I trust that if I perform for the club, you'll still call me up if Italy make the World Cup. So he's doing that, knowing that the Italian fans are going to completely criticize him. Yeah. And he still doesn't get off the bench. I'm like, he must be sleeping with Slot's wife.
I'm about to say, what's going on with him and Slot?
Bro, I don't know. I think for me, the biggest concern is, have the players lost belief in Slot? And have the players? I've lost belief. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Would you take Ange at Liverpool?
Bro, I would never take Ange. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Spurs, but I wouldn't take Ange. I think the problem right now is I'm not sure who we get if Slot goes out in January. I also think that, we don't need to get into other sports history, but, Fenway Sports Group, obviously they run the Red Sox. And if you look at the history of the Red Sox and what they've done, they have a history of after a massive investment, sticking for whatever bad situation for at least a year. It's the same owners. That's always their mentality. So part of me thinks okay, they're not actually going to let Slot go in the middle of the season, almost no matter how bad it gets. Just knowing the owners, right? And so I look at that and I think, okay, at least back the manager. He's going to be here the rest of the season. But it's hard to back lack of effort, dude. It's so I've seen Rodgers, I've seen Hodgson, I've seen, obviously Klopp was great, but I've seen a series of even King Kenny when he briefly was the interim manager. This is like Hodgson levels of just dire football where you're just thinking what am I watching? I don't know, dude. And I have my own personal issues with some of the players, namely only one player, Gapco. Bro, Gapco bothers me so much. And he's actually such a good guy.
I really don't know.
That's what makes it harder, but
he was doing well too, right? He was in form
he was in form after the Euros for a brief period, but even last year it was the same thing. The crazy thing was last year,
You could
he
like
would get brought
swap.
on and replaced with Diaz.
Yeah,
Him and
but you
Diaz
could
switched back.
swap with Diaz, so that
Bro,
helped.
speaking of which, the Liverpool fans who criticized Diaz last year, and you look back, I've always been backing Diaz. And they were like, "Oh, just because he has his finishing isn't great. The amount of chances he creates, the amount of tracking back he does, the work ethic. We talked about, tactic wise, the pressing dropping off, bro. That's what's gonna happen when you lose Diaz, when you lose Nunez. Yeah, they're not the clinical finishers, and Nunez gets clowned, but he was a presser, and that entire pressing front line is completely gone right now. Gapco doesn't press
I about to
anything.
say
He couldn't press a
that's
button.
probably the one thing
No
one
one.
reason you miss
Yeah.
Nunez.
Oh, bro, I'm getting worked up here. So, yeah, slot, man. I'm not slot out yet. I think there's serious questions. The only reason why I'm not slot out yet is because I don't know who Areola. Do you know what the copium I'm taking right now is, to be honest? Vinny Jr. saying that he's not going to re-sign with Real Madrid unless Xabi Alonso gets out. And I'm like, Perez, back Vinny. Fire Alonso.
Fire
Please,
Alonso. I was just gonna
fire
say that
Alonso
too.
so he could come to Liverpool. Bro, that's the level
Yeah,
of
man.
copium I'm having to take to try to think like, bro, post slot, is there like what's that next step? But you know what, dude? Like, I didn't even really follow Feyenoord and the Eredivisie, the Dutch league. So I didn't really know too much of Slot before he was hired, and obviously last year he did good. So I'm not going to trust my perspective on finding the right manager. I will trust, even though they made some mistakes, obviously, I will trust, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards there. But yeah, man, it's been
Ten Hag is free on transfer.
say
so
who?
Ten Hag.
Oh yeah, bro.
It's
Ten
like
Hag,
you wouldn't know if if it was a big difference, Slot or Ten Hag
bro.
in the same plate.
Ten Hag. We
You
cooked
know?
that man 7-0. He will never.
Ten Hag is just Slot on Ozempic. That's it.
Oh shit, that's
Bro.
crazy.
God,
I feel like,
Literally
and that's
it.
the thing about Ten Hag, bro. Like, I feel like I'm on Maury or something where I've been clowning Ten Hag as being the bald fraud. And I'm sitting on the Maury stage and he's like, the test results have come in. Arne Slot, you are the bald fraud. And it's like, I'm just standing there like, what? Running off the stage as the cameraman's chasing me. Like,
Yeah, no,
bro,
that's.
No,
It's
Ten
just-
Hag's a ball fraud too,
I
bro.
feel like this is the season where a
Alright.
lot of teams are gonna have to stick with their managers though, because to Nick's point, where do all these like who does Tottenham sign? Who does Liverpool sign? Who does United sign? Like, are we gonna swap managers like swap wives? Like, like.
I mean, it's just teams getting bested by not even lower, but like, not these teams that are not the big six teams, I guess. Like Liverpool getting bested by Forest, United getting bested by Everton, Like there's obviously a shift going on in terms of tactics or even just like desire and
that
amongst
makes me feel
players.
better. I'm not gonna
right?
lie. That makes me feel better because at least
I do think,
Yeah.
to Marcus's point, I think the area to look at is not the up and coming hot tactical manager, because I was like, a couple years ago, I feel like the manager to look at right now, and if I could pick, would be a manager who has had a good track record, performed a little bit for a big club, and then something happened. And if you look at what happened, and so the reason I say that is like when you look at Luis Enrique, he performed a little well at Barcelona. He had a great track record before that. And then because of the end of the Barca stint, everyone was like, oh, he's washed. Bro is cooking at PSG. And so I think it's like certain managers that have, quote unquote, fallen off. You look and it's like they only fell off for a small period at a big club, and you can usually explain that period. And that's what I hope they pick up, right? A man, and I don't know who that is. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
You're
But
gonna
like,
say that for Slot.
yeah, that's actually, bro. Actually, you know what? Touche. You could say that for Slot. He had a good, you know what?
But,
same for Ange as well too, bro. So it's like
No.
nah.
man, like Ange won the treble, fam. Come on now. Some respect.
With what? What league though? Was it like
It doesn't
A-League
matter.
or?
Scottish League.
He won. He won it though.
Oh yeah, the Scottish League under Celtic, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's my perspective on Liverpool, man. I think I've already mentally come to terms with transition year. We're not challenging for the title. I don't even know. Bro, it's insane to say this, but like even top four is kind of up for grabs right now. I'm just coming to a mental place where it's like, you know what? Enjoy the football.
Is it just like the culture that, of the world, I guess, in a sense? Like champions are kind of just like, all right, I'm a champion now, so I'm gonna take a seat back, I'm gonna kind of just coast around. I know what I have for the next few years
No,
under my contract and
I
stuff
No,
like
mean,
that. You
I
think
think the
look at
problem
what
with
City
I'm
have
not gonna
done,
lie.
dude. Look at
I
what
hate
City
to,
have done, though.
yeah, I
Back to
hate to
back
be
to
this guy,
back,
but
bro.
like, I mean,
exactly? That's
to
what I'm
give a
saying. That's fading away, right?
to give a fair excuse, I mean, they did lose a player this year.
I don't want to even bring that up. And Klopp said something. He said no one from Liverpool will use that as an excuse.
And that's why
But
I'm not really. I'm
I'll
just
say
saying, like,
this:
yeah,
Andy Robertson, Scotland got into the World Cup. It's probably his greatest moment in his career. More than winning the Champions League with Liverpool, more than winning the Prem with Liverpool. It's his greatest moment. His post-match interview, the first thing he does is he starts crying and he says, "Right now, all I can think about is Jota." And so you can't tell me these players aren't thinking about when he's playing for Scotland. And the interviewer was like, "Why are you talking about Jota?" And he's like, "Because during the Euros or during the last World Cup, both of us weren't able to make it. Jota got injured and Scotland didn't make it. And we used to talk in the dressing room all the time about this next World Cup when we're both going to get there." And so he said, "All day today, I was a mess in the hotel room. I don't even know how I made it out to the pitch." And so when I hear that stuff, I'm like, man, I kind of forget sometimes, like, he
like they're
says this while
human.
playing for Scotland, bro. Not even Liverpool. He's talking about, and the players are. So,
They're
but I don't want
human.
to use that as an excuse.
I'm
I
not.
mean,
I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, yeah,
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's
So,
definitely not an excuse, but
I think the thing though with Liverpool is that you guys got so many players and like there's like so much money thrown around that it actually fuck with like the whole chemistry of your team. Just
the
I agree.
culture,
like
yeah.
it just like and you guys weren't like there was plenty of windows where it was like, oh, Liverpool is like being like, financially or fiscally responsible. Like they're not like, overspending. Like they're the team that like does this that, and the other. And then boom, you guys just drop like 500 mil on a champions when on like already a champions team. So then it's like the players that won last year are like, yo, wait, what? Like like Andy Roberts, like you're replacing me. Like, you know what I mean? And then,
yeah. You guys went
Ekatike
zero
comes
for a
in,
hundred.
does well, and then now he's getting benched. Like, I don't know. I just think that there's just like,
I
yeah,
agree with
I
that
think it's
100%.
I don't even think it's really slot like that. I think it's more of just like, yeah, like a player morale slash like he's not able to bring them together and they're not like, and there's not one player like Van Dyke could be that guy, but he's also like, the game is about offense and defense, but if you're not scoring the goals, then your team like it's different. Like you like your team needs to score goals, and if that's like not happening, then you guys are negative, goal differential right now. It just hurts. Like
Bro, -2. The weird thing is, like, these training videos, the players look like they're having the time of their life, bro. It's kind of weird to watch.
No,
They're
that
like
shit,
joking
no,
around on the.
yo, that shit
But
sends
either
my
way,
head to Mars,
that's
bro.
that's
Like
Liverpool. We can.
even Tottenham, bro. After like we'll lose, and then you see them like having a like pizza party almost type of
Yeah.
in training where it's just like all this laughing and joking. It's like, yo, what like you understand like like you guys should be more competitive than us. Like I shouldn't be more mad that you guys like what I'm saying that you
But I
guys
feel like that's what sets us apart, other than, from like a fan's perspective to a player's perspective, right? Like it's that one thing about like competitors. Like the one thing is letting a loss go so that you're, more focused on the next hurdle to accomplish.
right.
Things like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
So
you're right. Maybe it's a
from a
mix of both.
United perspective, what's your next hurdle? Is it learning how to beat a
I
team
mean,
with 10 men?
it's learning how to beat a team with 10 men. Yeah. It's learning how to create chances and actually making passes and, help laying out the ball so that it's not difficult and it's not behind the player. It's just simple things, bro. It was such an ugly game today.
Yeah, let's
Such an
get into it.
ugly game.
How you feeling after?
Yeah, I feel like the first 10 minutes before the red card happened, it was majority of the game was in our half, right? We were getting pushed back. I was noticing a lack of like energy, or a desire, off the rip. But the red card happened, and I was like, okay, maybe this can be, a segue into something that we can benefit off of.
Wild red
But
card, by the way. But
Yeah,
wild red
yeah.
card,
I
yeah,
better say
that's
like I've never
crazy red
seen that
card.
ever.
yeah,
And
Exactly. So you would think like, oh, fuck what happened to Everton. Let's go. Let's pick up. Let's get a couple goals in. Maybe not clean sheet, but keep moving our way. But I don't know, man. I don't know what happened.
I
There was
turned the
no
game off as
desire.
the red card was happening, and like I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like it must have like I was
You didn't
like
miss anything before that.
I saw them in the box, and I was like, oh okay, I'm assuming it's gonna be like a PK or something, like someone was like a nasty. I didn't see that. Like I mean, there's no way you can get 2 yellows in 12 minutes. I don't think. I mean, I've never.
Nah,
Dude,
nah.
I think
But
Lee
like,
Dixon said it during the game, and I don't agree with everything he says. He's like, the red card rattled United more than Everton.
yeah,
And I was like, no, it's true, bro. United,
Yeah,
like
in a
after the
sense,
red
yeah.
card, it's like United were almost like, how could he do that?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they were,
exactly.
they were offended. I was like, bro, what? I was. It's true. No, it's true. I was like,
It
yeah,
won't
United are
hurt, man.
playing worse after the red card, and Everton are playing
Yeah.
better. And Keane, yeah, I think he's a little at fault. Like he pushes, he honestly instigates the aggression. But bro, he had some great tackles on Embuemo.
Yeah.
He actually played out of his mind the rest of the
So
game.
from what I
And
looked at, like I don't think it
Tarkowski as
was
well,
Keane's
you
fault.
know.
I'm not gonna lie, because like if you look at where Ghana placed the ball at, like he kind of like flicked the ball so that Keane, or I guess whoever Trukowski, whoever the other player was there,
Yeah.
clear the ball out, because like he wasn't gonna do it. He was like, okay, let's like I'm gonna flick it on, have Keane clear it out. It was kind of like a loose pass, or Keane wasn't paying attention. Like they weren't like on the same page. And from there, his head just went red. It was like, yo, like, like I don't know. Like it was like I think it was definitely like Ghana who lost his cool, who one misplaced the pass. Like I think he was kind of at fault there and rightfully needed to leave. But like I said, I mean, well, not up here, but I that just like
This happened with Onana and Maguire during a preseason
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, but Maguire, as the man he is, he just kept his cool and moved away. But regardless, like it's supposed to. You're supposed to, as United, you're supposed to take that and be like, all right, I'm gonna get my points, get my 3 points, and go home happily.
You guys
But
were.
bad performance from everyone, bro. Mazarawi, Xerxes, Casemiro was doing his thing. Luke Shaw was actually doing his thing. He was doing his part.
Doing what part? They had
Yeah, I was about to say, is this a good thing? Or you're saying they're doing their thing in a good way
Bro,
or a
I'm
bad
I'm
way?
trying to look for
Yeah,
positives out of
positive.
all the negatives I have in this. I'm looking through the little match notes that I have, and I'm seeing Luke Shaw make passes forward. I feel like majority of the time, a ball will get passed to Dorgu or Mazarawi, and they would pass it back to defense. They wouldn't try to create chances going forward.
I would
I
say
mean,
that
you
That's
guys
a
had
big
your
one.
everybody in
brightest
the
spot
back.
is Ahmad. Ahmad's your brightest spot.
Exactly,
Yeah,
Ahmad is a bright spot. Yeah,
Ahmad is
yeah.
actually.
He's your best player.
Exactly. He's a good player in the 10. He's a good player in left wing back or right wing back too. I don't know about the left 10. I would have said a right 10, but maybe he was in left 10 to create chances for Mbuemo to take the shots off. But regardless, there was nothing. Even from Xerxes. Xerxes had a few headers on target, but it was just too hard for him to
I mean,
make that finish off.
at the end of the day, it just seemed like Everton just outworked you on
Of course, yeah.
every part
Everton
of
had more desire. Everton had, and they took that negative of the red card as a booster, bro. It won up their game,
like even
and
Jack Grealish was like running harder than I've ever
yeah,
seen
he
him run
took
in the
his team
stadium.
on the back. Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. He put his team on his back, and yeah, he's doing his thing, bro. Jack Grealish is definitely in form for Everton, but yeah, and more desire for Everton. Bad at playing with teams that sit at the back, bro. I don't know what it is about United that when teams just let United have the ball and just sit back at the goal, it's so terrible. To bring defenders away. No one's afraid of United. No, even man on man, no one is afraid of United players. So it's like you know
Is
that's
Sesko injured?
basically what it is. It's just,
Yeah.
Sesko is injured with
oh,
that knee injury. Cunha, I think, got
oh,
injured during the international break that happened. But I don't think it's too major. They should be back by the end of or mid December. By the end of December.
I haven't seen
But
United put that
regardless,
many crosses in since like David Moyes and Sesko was on
and
the
have
attack.
nothing with it. And Sesko's not there. Yeah.
was like,
It's like we do the opposite,
I was like,
bro.
what are you
When
doing?
Sesko's there, there's no crosses
There's no
going in.
crosses.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
You know,
yeah, that does
so
frustrate me. It's like
it's
sometimes
just like
Chelsea like get a ball in like in an area where I know like another player would do amazing with, and it's like, damn, like if only someone else was able to get that.
Only Solanke was there.
Yes,
yo,
yeah,
this guy been sly the whole
yeah,
episode,
bro.
man.
He's
This guy been
that's what I'm
sly,
saying.
man.
We can't let
With
Chelsea
his
get too
3
far up the field.
points,
It's like he starts getting too comfortable up there, bro.
bro. With his 3 points in that, you know,
I'm
it's
cheering for
the same
Chelsea
thing with
against
United, guys.
Arsenal, but I'm pulling hard for Barcelona tomorrow, bro. We gotta.
Man, I've never been a Barcelona fan until tomorrow.
Yeah, literally. I hate
Yeah,
Barcelona.
let's hear from our Chelsea number 2.
Bring it on. I think this season's a lot different than it was last season. I kind of said before we hopped on the recording that we were in this spot last year. Second, going into December, I think the big difference is that we did win last year, so we kind of got that team morale around us. We beat English champions Liverpool. We beat European champions PSG, the other European champions Tottenham. So, I think that we're ready to go for tomorrow, Barcelona, or today, whenever this video is being dropped, and willing to take on Arsenal over the weekend. I think that's going to be a tougher game, but, they used to call us Cole Palmer FC, but we're here. We're still here. Still here.
We'll see.
But there are some stuff that the Chelsea does have to work on for sure. I mean, our goals are not coming from our strikers, and that's a little bit discouraging. I think that when Liam Delap and João Pedro played together, there's somewhat of a miscue. But shout out Pedro Neto, shout out Enzo Fernandez, get him catcher packets in.
Yeah, he's fat.
he relies late into the box because of those catcher packets, holding down his pockets and stuff. So
it's wild you guys are still doing this without Caicedo too. I feel like that's.
Oh, he only didn't play one game. Well, yeah, I mean, shout out Andre Santos.
He's resting, right?
Well. Yeah, he got rested. Santos played well. I mean, he didn't build up the attack like how Caicedo does, but defensively he held it down. So it is good to see that we have some midfield depth right there. But feeling confident.
72 players, bro. You guys, depth is the one thing Chelsea definitely has.
Like, what are you talking about?
And more coming.
You guys have
more coming, bro. We got more coming. We signed more, so be ready. Be ready for all 72 or 30 or 90 or whatever number you guys want to use. You can only put 25 on the roster, but we gotta.
Where are the other 60 then? Where are they at?
They out on loan.
Not Raheem Sterling. Where's he at?
So you saying you inform against Barcelona?
Yeah, I mean we got heritage against Barcelona. Come on now, we got heritage against Barcelona.
Actually, Barcelona, I think the team they hate the most.
If you win the next 2 games against Barca and Arsenal, are you saying title challenge?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're 3 points off top. You know what I mean? We got there's it's for us to give away at that point for sure.
I am actually rooting for you next week for sure.
But
I feel like they set themselves up in a good position, right? It's like Chelsea, if they're close to the top, they can be like, yeah, we're in a title race. If they're not, they can just be like, it's a young team. We need to grow.
All these excuses, all these injuries.
It's never like there's the media. They're doing well with the outlook of the direction of the club. So I have to commend Chelsea for that for sure.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, last year we came above both you guys and still got 2 trophies. So the media does have to big us up. And before that, they never. Before that,
why did I even say that? Yeah. He just bigged you up and you just slapped him down.
This guy, bro. Chelsea, dog.
Nah,
I mean, it's $1 billion squad. We're trying to act like this isn't $1 billion squad. Like, come
bro,
on.
the other two guys on the screen got $1 billion squads too. So I'm not even sure what you're trying to say.
United doesn't have $1 billion squad, and Liverpool. This is the first time they've ever spent money like that. So.
Bro, United definitely have $1 billion squad.
Yeah,
whether or not they've spent the most out of all 4 of us. United,
bro. What are you saying? They be spending bread.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that true?
It just
For
don't
real?
look like that because it's spent really bad. But I mean, we
they've
talk
been
about
spending
how
bread,
much
bro.
they've spent. It's United's got money. That's the thing is like they always got money. So even if they buy bad, they can just get more players, which kind of sucks. Bro, I'm straight up investing in hiring a witch. I'll put some curses on Chelsea. I'm gonna get some voodoo dolls of Cole Palmer. Be stabbing
you
that.
can hire witches on Pinterest. I heard,
I
to
know, bro. I've been
do like
looking that up. I've
spells
been
and
looking
shit.
that up. We're
You
gonna
gotta
bring them
reach
on the
out.
I'm not
pod.
about that life though. I'm not about that life.
You gotta reach out
Not
to the
about
guys from Congo, bro. You gotta reach out to them
Yeah,
guys.
The Yaya
right
Touré
there.
crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's feeling good. It's feeling good as a Chelsea fan right now.
So Marcus is correct. United squad is only 770 million
No,
euros.
that's your
Close to a billion.
valuation. That's your valuation,
Valuation. Yeah.
Oh,
which means you
shit.
bought them high,
Yeah,
and
you
And
now
guys.
they're
their
gonna have to
value is
sell
They
for
low.
low now.
depreciated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fucked.
that's
That
like
is
when you
fucked.
buy stocks high and it drops.
And it drops
yeah.
immediately. Same
Shout
what
out
happened with
Rashford
Doge.
doing well. Shout out Rashford. I'm gonna see him tomorrow. So I'm gonna see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shout out
Come on,
Rashford,
Rashi. Come on,
the
Rashi.
boy.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
no.
No, but this is a big week for Chelsea, but it's also a big week for Arsenal. They got Bayern Munich on Wednesday or tomorrow, Tuesday. So it's gonna be they're gonna be feeling it too coming into that Chelsea game. So nah, uh, we'll see. We'll see how this week goes. Hopefully, it
Do
won't
you
go
have any,
like
do you have any
Tottenham.
predictions? Like we can move into predictions now. How you feeling?
Yeah, Tottenham versus Fulham. What are we
No,
saying?
no, no. I want to stay on Chelsea. I want to. Then we'll move.
Oh, you want Chelsea versus
Okay.
Arsenal?
Yeah, yeah. Let's everybody drop their predictions. See what we got. Potts, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that 2-1 Chelsea.
It's at Stamford Bridge, yeah.
Yes, sir. 11:30 a.m. Eastern, Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday.
I'll see you guys at Darcy's if you're in the area.
All right, I'll be there. I'll be at Darcy's.
Also, just to reiterate, Liverpool also don't have $1 billion squad. I just looked that stuff up. We spent 500 million this summer. I just had to confirm before putting my chest out.
That's funny.
What are you
So-
saying though, Steve?
For Chelsea Arsenal.
Yeah.
Bro, that Arsenal defense is solid. Honestly, I hate to
We
big
don't
them
have
up.
Gabriel.
Bro, they didn't even matter this weekend. I mean,
That's what I'm trying to. I mean, it didn't matter this weekend, but they don't have
But come on, yo.
but they didn't keep a clean
Oh, that
sheet.
boy
though. They didn't keep a
Hincape.
clean sheet.
He's actually
Raya,
doing well.
I
Yeah.
think Raya's overhyped, to be honest. Like, I know Courtois said that whole thing of Raya's top 3 and he's better than Courtois, which I think that's Courtois being humble. But I don't think Raya's top 3 in the world. Like, you're kidding me?
I don't know a top 3 keeper that gets chipped twice in one calendar year.
Bro, he's waste man.
Wait,
1-1.
1-1. Okay. I'm gonna say 2-2.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you're gonna
All
say
right,
2-2.
Yeah, I'll say 3-2.
3-2 Chelsea.
Yeah.
You see, you guys are big up the squad. I appreciate you guys. You know,
I want to shorten that gap. I want that top 1 gap to get shortened. So that's the only reason why.
that's good.
regardless, bro.
Whatever you guys want to do, support the boys.
I'm just going off of a footballing perspective, from an analytical footballing perspective. Come on.
It's like it's also fucked because if Chelsea win, then they could just go on an absolute tear from here until April.
Yeah, we
We'll
got
see
Cole Palmer back in training today. If you check the Chelsea Instagram and news feed, he's back. He's back training. So we'll see.
With a broken toe already.
He got some special
Nah, he
boots.
just
Made.
stubbed it.
He got some special boots made. So he's ready.
But
Now,
what are you saying though, Marcus? Tottenham versus Fulham.
We have to win. I'm saying 3-0 Tottenham. We have to.
3-0 Tottenham. Okay.
Yeah.
It's at White Hart Lane. It's at
at home. It's
the
at
Toilet
Tottenham.
Bowl.
you guys are terrible at home. You got to go 2-1, 2-1 Fulham with Charleston goal.
Oh, yes, hopefully,
Richarlison,
our starting
like,
striker
bicycle,
can find a form, then
you
I'd
know?
be more than thrilled.
What'd you
I gotta
say?
go 3-0.
Roth, what'd you say?
Oh no, I was just saying it's got to be like a Richarlison bicycle kick or some
Bro,
outlandish goal.
he only scores like streamers. It's
Yeah. And if you notice that shirt comes off, it's just call
nah,
it the game.
his shirt's
Just
gonna
call it-
stay stapled to his chest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they got.
I don't want to see his nipples for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm saying 2-0 Fulham.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay. Wait. Okay. I know we only said challenges for if teams are playing each other, but I feel like we have to incorporate some type of challenges.
All right, bro. Steve,
that feels, huh?
Steve-O, what are you saying though?
I'll say, bro, Fulham don't do that bad against big teams. I'll say we'll go 1-0 Fulham.
1-0 Fulham. Come on. What about you, Potts?
I said 2-1 for
2-1. Gotcha.
So I'm the only one who thinks Tottenham's gonna win. Good.
them. Come on. At home.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Already won.
West Ham versus Liverpool.
Bro, I'll say this. Every time I've predicted a Liverpool win, we lose. Every time I predict a Liverpool loss, we win. So part of me is like, bro, yeah, part of me is like, maybe I should just do this for the team. All right, I still can't do that, dude. But, oh my god, I hate this, dude. I'll say
It's away too. It's away. West Ham's not easy to play at away.
This season doesn't even matter home or away, bro.
Shout out Bruno.
I'll say 2-1 Liverpool win.
Okay.
1-1. 1-1. Low scoring weekend this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-2.
2-2, 1-1.
Although I've been getting shut out every time you lose, which is
I'm gonna go 1-0 West Ham. And last game we have Crystal Palace versus United.
2-0 Palace.
And
I'm literally I took the words out of my mouth, bro.
yeah.
Glasner is about to stunt.
Stomp you. And they're home. See ya.
Yeah. Peace. 3-0.
you just doing that because I did that.
Nah, I'm serious. Palace is. I mean, I know Palace is not easy to play at their place.
And they have
Steve,
11
what'd you
players, dude. I'll say 2-0 Palace.
This guy. 2-0. He said, and they have 11 players, dude.
Players,
Bro. All right, boys. We got the predictions in.
Let's get a show of the table.
Wild predictions this week. I like
yeah,
it.
let's see. Can we get
Let's see the predictions. Got
we
you.
get the-
1 second.
Yeah.
Boom. That's what we got right now. First column is Marcus. Second column is Potts. Third column
Oh, bro, I got
is
cooked last week.
me. Yeah. Last week, Potts, you did your thing. Or Ignacio.
AKA
I should say,
Ignacio. Yeah.
did his thing. Brought him up from 3 points and added 9.
Yeah.
Brought him up to 12. Second place is me. Third place is Marcus. Fourth place is Steve-O. Come on, Steve-O. Come
Ignacio
on. What is
took
this?
you, bro.
What is
Ignacio
this?
took. I would have been third.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
last
bro.
week, Matchweek 11 absolutely killed me. I don't even think my takes were that bad, bro. I pulled for Spurs. I thought Chelsea and Wolves might be close because they don't play well against like bottom tier teams. Obviously, I had to pull for Liverpool against City, and then Arsenal, bro. I don't think you guys understand how much I hate Arsenal, but yeah.
All right. Come on.
All right, we got a player of the week. I'm guessing. Well, I already know. So
Say it, man. You should say it. You should say it.
I'm sick.
You should say it, bro.
When it
That was the
all
worst.
works out.
Yeah, you should say it.
That didn't work out in Tottenham's favor, bro.
Yeah, definitely did not.
My bro got the call.
You see his third celebration? He faked the shirt off.
Didn't they
Yeah,
actually
we let him score from the same
Xavi
place.
Simmons
We let him score all
with
three
let
goals from
it
the
all
same
work out?
exact area of the pitch.
Yeah.
that's the thing that makes my head probably the most hot is like, okay, word, like, don't let him shoot in the box. Maybe like that's like
His first goal, though, I gotta say, the way he moved past, like, I don't even remember who he dribbled past, but he got past like 3 defenders, just like shifting left,
that
right,
was a
left, right.
lucky
I was like,
that was a lucky like
So lucky.
momentum. We'll just say momentum was in his favor.
then what about the second and the third goal?
The second one was offsides, in my opinion. But it's okay. You know, I'm not gonna like. You know, it is what it is.
And the third one was it the ref or was it the injured players?
Probably
The sun was shining in Vicario's eye at the wrong moment. He just
hey man, he came out hard in the second half. You know, he did what he did. He did what he did.
Eberechi.
It's the reason why we wanted him. It's the reason why, you know, I'm not taking anything away from him. It's the reason why we wanted him.
Yeah.
It's the reason he didn't want to come here. So I mean, hey, if they don't win, then he really just wasted a whole season for nothing. That's all I'll say.
I don't know if you said this, but I did hear a lot of Spurs fans just online say that, like, when the season started, like, oh, I'm glad Eze turned us down because we got the better player at Xavi. I did hear that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's just goes to more of, you know, online fans are just moronic, honestly. Xavi is a good player, and I think he will come to. I don't know if it'll be this season, but I think he'll come to. I mean, yeah, he's a good player. Like I said, there's moments where I trust him, or there's moments where I see like he has good spells on the ball, like trust him dribbling in the middle of the pitch. Like there's nothing. The only thing I'd say is like he holds onto the ball a little too long, or he doesn't really have that perfect pass yet in the final third. But yeah, I trust him. I think he'll come to. Like I said,
you hope
he's been in the Premier League for. Like, you know, he's been in the Premier League, so he knows the pace of the Premier League. He knows like how much time he's gonna have on the ball. He knows when to release the weight of the pass. Like these are all things he knows. What's this?
Oh, I forgot the official Tottenham account posted this, right?
Let it all work out, man.
Let it all work out. It's only half the season done. You know what I'm saying?
Let it all work out, man.
We gotta have good. What like Barat was saying, we have to focus on the positive. You know,
That's right. Positives only. Why? Because we focus on in form.
You know,
We're not out of form. This is
Charleston with a screamer, bro. Like, come on, like 45 yards.
What a screamer from Richarlison that was.
Yeah. Shout out ketchup packets coming in.
Do you think Richie's gonna get a statue?
No.
These guys, that's out of form. That's out of form take. You know?
No, it's in form.
No ketchup packets.
You're
no ketchup packets.
Number one striker.
Get out of there
right
with that comment that just
he's gonna beat me with this number one striker, bro. Wait till Slanky comes back.
He's your number one striker.
Because I mean, Slanky just injury, you know.
Slinky is not coming back, bro. He ain't bouncing back.
He'll be back.
Yo, what injury did he get, bro? I
don't even know. Honestly, I'm starting to question whether like these players even fuck with Thomas Frank, because I feel like Kulusevski,
the same way about Slot.
Like Kulusevski, I'm not gonna say Madison because Madison tore his ACL in preseason, but I don't know if these players actually even believe in Thomas Frank, and I mean rightfully so, because we keep losing the same way, and he keeps starting the same formation, so it's like, dude, you have to like.
I do think similar to what Pot said about Liverpool losing leadership, I think you guys are going through that too. From my perspective, you guys lost Sonny. Madison, I think, was a huge leader for the team.
We're not losing. I don't think. Okay, yes, 100%. Because like Kulusevski, Sonny, Madison, all leaders. We still have Ben Davies. We have Romero. I mean, Mickey Van de Ven is.
I wasn't even gonna laugh, and then
don't crack me up, bro. Please,
don't. How are these guys not leaders? These guys are actually proven leaders. Davies has been there since time. He's the oldest one in the roster. He's definitely a leader. He might not be as vocal as Romero or whatever, but he's definitely a leader.
Doesn't even play.
Yeah, exactly. He's behind the scenes leader. You know what I'm saying? But
you need a leader on the pitch. You need somebody that's gonna.
Issue is we haven't replaced our goal scorers. That's the issue. Kulusevski, Madison, Sonny, Solanke, all four of them are out. Those are like I said, 56 goal
But this
contributions.
just comes out in the squad depth. That's all it is. The people that did step up in their places are just not, where there should be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. What happened to Tell,
Kudos
bro?
just
Because you can't tell me where he's been.
I never really believed in Tell. I'm not gonna lie. Like Tell was never like the one I was like, oh, okay, like he's gonna be our savior. He's a kid, and
What about?
he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's
Didn't
good
he score
technically.
didn't he score a goal against United?
Yeah, no, he's good technically. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying like he
spun to lit. Remember?
yeah, he did spin him. But at the same time, it's like, yo, like you're acting
why are
like
you bringing that up?
you're acting like just because we got him from Bayern Munich that he's gonna be like the end all be all savior. But that's just not realistic. We
Then
need
why'd you get
squad
him?
depth. We need the squad depth that Arsenal have. We need the squad depth that Chelsea have. We need the squad depth that
United
who else?
have.
I wouldn't say United.
Nah,
Would you say we have better squad depth than Tottenham?
I'd say it's pretty even. I mean, here's the thing: we have more injuries than you. We've had more injuries than everyone here. And you guys
Pause,
know
I'll let you
always
take
have
it
the
from
injury.
here.
Nah,
Because
but
I like to
overrated.
I like to clown Spurs, but I'm not gonna lie. There was an Athletic article about injuries impacting the most clubs, and I did read it, and it did back up with. I was actually gonna send it in the group chat, but then I was like, nah. But I was like, all right, there's definitely something to what you're saying in terms of the
bro,
injuries.
I know there is 12
And the
injuries,
stats
bro.
were but it was also like which starting players are missing games and the amount of games they're missing. And I think number 2 was actually Arsenal, which is wild that they're doing so well with like 40 some games, and everyone was like 40 to 20, and Spurs were like at 70 something. And I saw that and I was like, damn, that's not to gas
And
up
no
the
one says
Spurs
anything
here,
because
but I do
it's
think
Tottenham.
there's some truth to that. I will agree.
There is, but no one says anything because it's Tottenham. So it's like, oh, who cares? Like it's just Tottenham. No one cares.
Yeah,
So,
Bro, every time I agree with
Chelsea-
you, you turn it into a anti, and then I have to like backtrack and be like, hold
Nah,
on.
because
nobody cares about Tottenham. That's the truth.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
It's
that's
a
what I'm trying to say.
bum ass club.
See, like if it was Chelsea, like the moment that Chelsea has 4 injuries, it's like, oh my god, dear Chelsea, like what can we do to fix it? Like let's give you 3 easy fixtures in a row.
Yeah, that's what it is, baby.
They have 90. They have 90 players, and they
Yeah,
still
which one
they
is
still
it?
cry about bro. The year you had the most injuries, you finished 10th.
Yeah, the year you
Okay,
had a lot of injuries,
case
you
closed.
finished 17th.
Case closed. We had more injuries than you, so
You
case
finished
closed.
17th last year.
That's what I'm saying. We had more injuries than you did that year that you
So you're
had
talking
all those
about
injuries.
no, the year that we had injuries, you had bare injuries.
Yeah,
Bare injuries.
you also had 50-man roster. So
You can't have over a certain amount of people. Just because there's a lot of players that are in the club doesn't mean that they're on the roster, bro.
bro, yeah, it does though. In the middle of the season, you can just be okay. Word, I'm gonna go get him now because he is on our payroll, so he can be on our roster now.
Yeah, but that means that somebody's out.
That's what I'm trying to say. We don't have that luxury. We have to do that with like academy players. Okay, thank you.
Like everybody else.
No, see, no, you're trying to save him. Stop trying to save him, bro.
I'm not trying
Bro.
to save him, but I'm
He
just
was
trying to say
speechless.
like
He
that.
he knows I was right.
Okay, okay. Even if you are right, Like,
Okay.
what does that say about your club, though? Like you're
Exactly.
Like, I didn't
That's
say
what I'm
anything because
trying to
you're not
say, bro.
like you're not making
I'm
a
not trying to
good
save
point,
it.
bro. You're
Bro,
not
I'm not
making
trying
a
to
good
say it
point.
in a
we got rid of the cancer. Levy's gone. So now we have to do okay, that's fine. But now it's
Exactly.
like day
And that's
one
just
now.
gonna take time. That's just gonna take
I mean,
time.
not it
What
shouldn't.
do you
I mean,
mean?
it should take no more than 2 transfer windows to get everything our
We
squad
had
depth.
we switched owners and we still have their players.
Yeah, but you got an owner that was you had one that was a war criminal and one that was willing to spend a bunch of money, so it doesn't matter.
He's not
Realistically,
a war
you guys were
criminal.
never like afraid to spend money
He was not a war criminal. He almost got poisoned for trying to
because
shoot
he was a
one of
war
our
criminal
thieves.
because Putin
Bro, he's
knew what he
definitely not a hero. I
He's
don't know
bro,
if
not.
you're
like
trying to
Putin
picking up.
definitely knew that he knew some shit and was like, okay, let me get rid of this guy.
Nah, bro. He was
Well,
trying to bar
regardless,
thieves.
he was Putin's boy, and UK wanted to just end ties with that. That's it, right? But regardless, bro, it's just like it just comes down to squad depth and how your board is managing your club.
And you're
Just like United, because we're going after the Glazers, we're going after Ineos, right? It's not. It's just the right manager with the right squad gets you the results you want at the end of the day, depending on other teams, right? Depending on how well other teams are doing.
You should get your academy up too. If we're talking about
Our
academy.
academy is up. The
What do you
issue
mean
is
academy up?
our coaches don't want to play we all sent our good academy players on
Thomas
loan.
Frank isn't like that too.
I haven't heard of one good
Exactly.
academy player that you've had.
Oh,
Not
we
one.
have a bunch of them. Trust me. Wait till next year. I'm gonna keep my mouth, but wait till next year.
List two of them. I'm listening.
Okay, Luca and
Luca,
Luka
Johnny,
Luca
Johnny
William
and
Burnett.
Timothy.
Luca William Burnett. Know the name.
Luca. Okay, where is he at now? What national team is he playing for?
Let me check.
I don't hear about none of these guys are under 17 England squad. None of that shit. Under 19, under 21. Shout out to Chelsea boys. Jesse Derry, Golazos, Tyreek George, Golazos, Shim Wakeham, Golazos. You gotta get your academy up, bro. You gotta get that up.
I'm not gonna lie, Chelsea and City academies are tough. Even Liverpool's best academy players we took from Chelsea.
Yeah, shout out Rio.
Bro, he's still cooking, but
yeah.
No, Arsenal got what's his name? That dude Dowman. He's like 16 or something. That's
Max Dowman. Yeah.
For Arsenal.
Yeah, no, we have academy or like I should say younger players that are all on loan right now, and they're killing it. They're doing really well, but at the same time, we need them here, or we need squad depth so that they can flourish until they're ready. But either way, it's not really working out at the moment because our squad depth is trash. We're always like we've been in this position since I've been a fan of Tottenham. We are always 2 or 3 injuries away from our entire season just imploding, and we're proving it now.
And you might just have to scrap it like you did with Levy and kind of build a new philosophy at the club. You know,
I mean, that's
going down to the youth and going up to the first.
That's we're in that stage now, right? We sacked Levy, we sacked someone else from the board. There was talks of us selling the club. We got a whole new owner. We have a new manager. We got a bunch of new signings, but at the same time, it's not gonna like.
Well, you got a new owner.
Yeah, the Vinay from Arsenal.
I don't know. I didn't know.
I think it makes sense to just scrap the club and start over.
Yeah.
Like start in League 5 and work with Wrexham.
All right, so who's our player of the week? I don't think you guys said it.
Eberechi.
No, I think you said it. I think you said it. Yeah.
We can walk through again. Eberechi Eze.
Okay, so I don't know. I feel like there was another player that deserves a shout.
Nah, bro.
What about oh yeah, you can't forget about Harvey Barnes. Had a great game against City.
Shout out Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, Harvey Barnes gets a shout from me. Almost had a hat trick, but got taken out 85th minute. Bruno Guimaraes, excellent game against City as well.
That was a proper game. That was a good game.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
Are we doing team of the month this week or next week?
Let's do it next week. We're
on makes sense.
An hour and
it'll be the first of December. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Dead space.
Yeah, just close it out. Let's do the next one.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the outro.
Also, just while we're doing Dead Space, and we're obviously going to cut this whole section, you guys see Netflix is trying to get Premier League rights next year? Bro, I'd actually be down for that. I'm sick of having to pay for Peacock and Sling and all this crap. I'm just put it on Netflix, man.
Yeah, the Premier League is stupid, bro. Premier League should just have their own app and just charge $15, and everybody would.
Seriously, they would make so much money.
They'd have the entire world behind their back.
What? Pay $15 and you can watch every Premier League game.
But you can't do that, bro, because it's like NBC wants a piece, CBS wants a piece, USA wants a piece.
But they'll be
getting the whole pie, bro. They'll be getting the whole pie.
Exactly, Premier League will, but like you got to take it from NBC. You got to take it from CBS now. You got
Well,
to take it
Also, I
well,
from
feel like
You just
Netflix
they
wait.
doesn't
don't
You
have a
just wait
good
till the
track record
contracts
with streaming.
expire, and
they
That's
don't
true.
have to take it, bro. It's theirs.
it's their image rights.
When the contract ends, then they could just say we're doing it in house.
They would take
But
an
but
L
as
for
we
like a
but
couple
we just
years
see, yeah, like
because they
we
don't
just
have
see
the
them
commercial
going on
rights.
multiple subscriptions, right? Like why does it keep happening? Like why is more subscriptions? Why are there more subscriptions added? I don't understand that. Like I hate it too, but I have Paramount that I use for CBS and Champions League and all that. I use
Yeah,
Peacock. I use
but those are different leagues. Like
right,
NBC
right,
has
exactly.
has the Premier League, so
NBC
NBC,
has a Premier League and USA as well.
but
NBC and USA.
but
Yeah.
NBC USA is NBC.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They just put it on
Like a
different. Like,
smaller sister company.
yeah,
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
they would just like
They use it to prop up like side streaming stuff. The same with what Disney's doing with ESPN and Hulu and stuff, where it's like, all right, if we bundle this
It's
together.
gonna be a bundle
So
package.
when dude, they killed NBCSN,
yeah.
built Peacock. Peacock wasn't getting traction, so they're like, you know what? Let's take all the NBCSN content, put it into Peacock. But the big games they go to USA because USA is still a part of NBC. Bro, I actually fucking hate how it's turned out.
So stupid. NBC needs to get their act together, or the Premier League needs to sharpen up.
I do think NBC is way better than bro. Who used to take care of them? I forgot. It was like CBS. CBS, I think it was, used to have Premier League rights, and dude, it was so bad. This was like when I was in college, like 10 years
Yeah,
ago, bro, and like the commentators, I would hate. I actually don't mind like Rebecca Lau and um, even CBS has done a good job with like Henri Carragher and like
like
every dude.
like
The
Eberechi.
U.S. viewing experience has gone up. Like maybe we should talk about this one time because like as a U.S. audience, like things are much better now than they were 10 years ago, dude. You have actually like pretty good, entertaining, you know.
Bro, they're
But
all
I feel like
taking
they
a
cater
page out of
to
like
the
NBA's
US.
book, low key. They're like copying, like, you know how like NBA has like
Yeah,
NBA on
inside the
TNT
TNT, yeah,
with
inside
Shaq and
NBA.
all them. That's literally what they're doing, and it works because I mean,
I
look
mean,
at
they're also trying to,
with
yeah.
the Prime. Look at what they're doing on Amazon Prime now. NBA with what's his name, Blake Griffin and Aslam and Taylor Rooks and that cast. So they're killing it.
Honestly, I haven't been watching that, so I can't.
Yeah.
They're doing pretty much the same thing NBA TV TNT was doing. So it's like they get like a really hot girl, and then I mean, and TNT doesn't
Have
do
her
that.
be the moderator and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right, I'm about to close this out though. All right, that's all, folks. This has been another. Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for coming to another informed session. This is the match recap of the week. Tune in next week, and yeah, we'll have some better results for you, hopefully.